got money like that to just spend on ice sculptures for events, but then like two, I mean like I'm sure that's happened where someone's like, you know, like I made the sculpture, it just kind of melted on the way. So you still gotta pay for it.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Oh my god, that could be a good finesse too, man. Just use that story plenty of times with different people. Like trust me, it looked good, man. Trust me.
You just like pre-splash water in
the
compartment.
Now we could just go into the next episode. So, back once again on the next episode of Mofos with a Long podcast. I don't know. I don't even know what I was pointing at. I was kind of like hoping you would come in, but it's all good.
You had me looking over.
Yes. I saw the confusion there. Hey, I mean, this movie was all about confusion.
Yeah.
This movie, the movie we're doing this week is called Freaky. With Vince Vaughn. Mm-hmm. I don't know the girl's name.
I don't know her name either, to be honest.
But
I think she's blowing up though, isn't she?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
She's been in a couple things now.
I don't know what really, but
like I feel like I've seen her face.
Yeah, it's one of those faces you know. Like
so I
you
feel
see.
like she's blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
If she's not blowing up, you know, I'm sorry for getting your hopes.
Yeah. But so how do you know about this movie or?
I had like seen it here and there,
mm-hmm.
And then I think my friends went to go see it at some point, and I was just like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. The trailers didn't catch you at all?
No.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, I was just like,
Oh, okay.
I was like...
It was just like another horror movie?
Yeah. I ended up liking it,
mm-hmm.
for sure, but like, I wasn't enticed to go see it.
Yeah.
Until you said, like, hey, we should do it for the podcast.
Did you... In the trailers, did you think it was going to be more horror or comedy?
Bro, honestly, like, I don't even remember the trailer.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
For me, the trailer made an impression on me because Vince Vaughn,
mm-hmm.
that guy's like fucking 6'5", you know, that guy looks gruff as hell.
Mm-hmm.
To be doing all that girly shit, I was like, yeah, this looks kind of funny already to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a big fan of horror movies because they're kind of cliche,
mm-hmm.
but I like when stuff pokes fun at horror movies.
Yeah.
So from the trailer I was intrigued, but the weird thing is like after the trailer kind of just like went away, I didn't hear shit about this movie at all.
Yeah,
not until I was like scrolling through HBO Max and I saw it on there. I was like, oh shit, you know. We could just do it. We could watch it and do a review on it.
No, yeah, like I said, my friends had like seen it, but mm-hmm. at the same time, like they told me it was good.
Yeah.
But like they told me that like movies were good before I watched it. I was like, man, this is whack.
What movie?
I don't even remember. It was like I don't know. They tell me I'm hard to impress.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm hard to please when it comes to movies because I'm like too critical or whatever. I was like, I don't think I'm too critical. I think there's just a lot of shitty movies.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
What I mean? Like,
people just, you know, they kind of do a bad job hyping up the bad shit, you know.
Maybe it's a little bit of both. Maybe I'm too critical, and maybe there's a lot of shitty movies.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
kind of recently, honestly.
Yeah.
But that's happened to me too, where the first Suicide Squad movie, I think I heard two people like, oh yeah, that's a really good movie.
Who hyped that shit up?
Yeah, and I was like, how? Like, what shit were you guys watching? But, you know, to each their own. To each their own at the end of the day. But,
you know what? That's probably why. Okay, because you know how we were talking about how, like, people who aren't into the suicide, like, or into the DC movies, like, would be pulled into, like, Suicide Squad for some of the stars that were in it or whatever. Bro, that's probably what they did for the original Suicide Squad. It's like that's why they put Will Smith right there.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because they were like, this fool's going to bring in people.
Yeah,
I mean, who doesn't love Will Smith?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I had my whole thing I said last episode, 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, you know, is he the best actor in the world? Like, not in the sense that you can get like lost in his performances, but like he's entertaining as fuck, and I love watching him. You know what I'm saying?
Is Will Smith about to be on need John Cusack?
No. John Cusack, there's certain roles he should play. There's certain roles he shouldn't. And that live action adaptation of Cell, that shit didn't hit.
Oh yeah.
Whoever made that shit, I'm gonna let you know right now, that shit did not hit, bro.
Oh my god, dude, John Cusack's gonna kill us, man.
No, it's not even necessarily his fault.
Mm.
I don't believe him as like the awkward guy who's gonna save the day. Like, nah. John Cusack.
Yeah, actually that leads back to this movie because so with Vince Vaughn, one of the problems I used to have with his older movies was just like his acting style. Because he has like this weird thing he does with like comedy movies where he'll talk really fast and just kind of does like a stream of consciousness delivery to his lines, and I guess that's supposed to be funny. That's what he used to do back in the day. And that stuff I used to think like, man, that shit's not funny. But in this movie, he blew me away with his acting, dude. Like, I guess we'll talk about it still a little bit. Then we just talk about the points.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, we get the first like 5 minutes. Started off, kind of like a typical horror movie opening. And how did you feel about that? Did you expect that at all? Or?
I mean, it was just like. It was kind of like the cliche opening, every horror movie's got to start with like the first massacre. And so it's all played out, obviously the kids are going to be drinking.
Yeah. Fornicating.
Yeah.
But I think they did that on purpose though. And maybe... In a way, I kind of wish I went into this movie not knowing what it was about. Because if I saw those first like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I'd be like, oh, another typical horror movie. Then when it switches, that would have caught me off guard, And I think I still like this movie. I really like this movie, but I wonder if I'd have enjoyed it even more.
I actually like it too. And now that we're talking about it, like. I think, it goes more along the lines of what you were saying, is like those typical things that they do. And I think I felt that at the very beginning, like that, like, oh, this is the typical horror movie trope. But then, like, one thing that I found later on that actually made me okay with that scene later on was the fact that, like, it's like a horror movie that pokes fun at other horror movies.
Oh, yeah, like Scream.
Yeah, and so it's just like, oh, here goes the typical trope. And then, like, they even kind of, like, poke fun with the dialogue. Like, this is a typical trope,
Yeah, it's kind of like Scream, when they're kind of self-aware, And one thing that caught me off guard with the first 5 minutes was how brutal it was.
Oh, yeah?
Because I thought it was just going to be a straight comedy. Then it just kind of got really violent, especially, like, when it's, like, smashing a girl's head with the toilet seat.
Yeah, that shit was...
That was actually kind of impressive, And the thing was like with Vince Vaughn, because he's so fucking big, like he's kind of scary, And I was watching this with my girlfriend, and because I told her like, it's a comedy movie because she's not into like violent shit. And when the first like 10 minutes. When that happened, I was like, damn, I didn't know it was going to be this violent. My bad. But luckily, the movie kind of moved away from that. So we get introduced with the typical horror movie stuff. Then would
you call this a dark comedy?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Because it seems more like that to me than like a horror movie.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think they just kind of did the first 10 minutes just to trick people that didn't know what to expect at all. But yeah, so we get introduced to, we see Vince Vaughn, and he's like the serial killer in this movie. He even has like the broadcast, the Dollar General Jason mask on, And they introduced the supernatural element.
Well, he took it off the wall.
Yeah, he took it off the wall.
It was like one of those ancient
like masks.
Yeah,
that the... what's it called? The owner of the house.
Yeah, because he was a collector.
Then we also get introduced to another thing that plays a big factor in this movie.
La Dola.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Yeah, because throughout the whole movie, they just kept calling it Dola.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, throughout. And
Dola General.
Yeah, Dola. That's funny.
No. One thing that I liked in the opening scene was like, talking about how, typical horror movie. They took that shot from Halloween.
What shots?
Because there's a shot, and I think it happens in both the remake and the original, where the boyfriend gets like lifted up and then stabbed through the wall and then kind of hangs there.
Oh, okay.
And in both versions, like I think even in Rob Zombie's version, when he does it, he looks there and then like tilts to the side, kind of like admiring the work or whatever. And they had the same shot Vince Vaughn did when he like speared that girl to the wall, and then like did the hit.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of like a nod,
like a homage.
Yeah.
That girl was dumb too because after she closed the door, she just stood there and stared at the fucking door, and the motherfucker broke him like the Kool-Aid man. And then she ran away like, what do you expect, man?
This fool like was busted through everything.
Oh
in
yeah.
this movie,
Oh yeah. Yeah, but so the movie then shifts to the other lead. I forgot her the actress's name, but what's her name in this movie? No, you forgot too. The blonde girl.
The protagonist.
Yeah, there we go, protagonist. Oh man, that's actually really bothering me because I forgot
What was her
her
name?
We'll figure it out as we go on.
Yeah.
And so we're introduced to her and her family, and we kind of see it's like a dysfunctional family going through like a tragedy because their father passed away. And I'm kind of the father in the family passed away, but I'm kind of glad that they kind of touch on it a little bit in the movie, but wasn't heavy-handed like, oh man, when your dad died 3 years ago and shit like that. But they do kind of talk about it, but not in a heavy way, because it's just like, hey, let's have a dinner, or let's actually eat as a family. We haven't done this since your father passed away or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good light way.
Yeah, like the dialogue that they had wasn't, again, like that typical, like, filling in the audience.
Yeah.
And, like, it's like
exposition.
Obvious shit. Like, yeah, 5 years ago to the day,
your
father had slipped on some ice, or, like whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, that shit's so annoying, man. I like the accent you just did right there. But so we got introduced to her, the mom and the sister, and then we got introduced to the friends in the school, and the gay friend was hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole movie, he was a fun guy.
He was. Yeah.
And then we see and the other friend, but we see that it's gonna come back to me her name, but we see that she's a typical like high school kid, not the most confident.
She gets bullied.
Bullied a lot, which I don't understand, because they try to call her like she's ugly or something, or not that attractive. I'm like, I don't know, she looks okay to me, but
I think she doesn't look basic, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
There's the girls that are like, or just the people, not even girls, just like people in general that like, they got the basic clothing, the basic look, and if you're looking for something basic like that looks good, you know what I'm saying? But like people are different. People, like from different styles and different walks of life can be beautiful.
Yeah.
So I guess because she doesn't meet that like typical basic trope, she gets picked on because they don't think like, oh, she's not pretty. In this way, you know what I mean? So it's like. Also,
like in high school, all it takes is one person, and they have like hive mind mentality, or just that, what's that called?
Oh,
groupthink.
That's
so it takes
true.
one person to say, oh, that person not attracted, and other people are like, well, I guess if you think so, I also think so too. You know, and shit's dumb. But so we see that she's that type of student, and we kind of see that she has the bullies. She also has this one teacher that's extremely mean to the point to me it's almost unrealistic, because a teacher that mean would get fired in real life, because all it takes is one person to just like say, hey, this teacher is saying some some pretty bad shit in class, then they might do like an investigation, and then he's gone. And so something occurred that after a football game, she's waiting for her mom to come pick her up, but her mom, because of what happened with the family, she's kind of like developed drinking habits, overslept, and we see Vince Vaughn, the serial killer, goes and chases her, and he stabs her with the Ladola. Yeah, and I like the effect it did when he was stabbing her. Like it kind of transforms into like a Mayan temple ground type thing.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
Like an Aztec type.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
It was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like, was it? I mean, like, it's obviously they're gonna use CGI.
Yeah.
To do that, because you can't do that for real. Was it the best CGI in the world? Like, no, you could tell it's CGI, but like at the same time, it didn't look terrible.
Yeah. Also, it's used like in a very small spot too, so it's like,
it just happens real quick.
Yeah.
My thing was, I mean, this might be jumping ahead, but why didn't that effect happen at the end?
Yeah, I was going to talk about that too. Oh, well, you mean like the whole temple ground thing?
Yeah.
Maybe because we've already seen it. So they didn't want to show it again.
Yeah, but I mean, if that's the transition thing that happens when you get stabbed and switch bodies, like...
There is something that comes in the end, and I was like, oh, how come that didn't happen? But, well, after I kind of developed the story, we'll kind of just jump around anyway. So, yeah, so he stabs her, and we see that there was some, like, supernatural effect that happened, and he also got hurt, too. And this big ass motherfucker running away just looks so funny to me. I don't know why, but so yeah, they run, and it was what happened like on the 12th, Thursday on the 12th, right? Because the next day was Friday 13th, and we saw that on Friday. That's when they switched body. Because it's kind of like a Freaky Friday type of movie.
Yeah, it's like a mix of Friday the 13th and Freaky Friday.
Yeah. And so once they switch bodies on the Friday the 13th, that's when the movie just shifts. And it just becomes like a whole awkward Freaky Friday, kind of a rated R version. And to me, that definitely good job with that, because it just, the awkwardness of like the body switch just made it funny from like the get-go, And with my girlfriend, that's like... sometimes the movies we review, I watch it with her, and this is like the one she was like laughing throughout because of Vince Vaughn, like all the little things he would do. Oh, it was hilarious, man. How do you feel about the whole switch? Once
like at the very beginning, when they find out they switched. I think they did a good job. Like she played the actress who like plays the, I guess, protagonist body throughout the actual protagonist sometimes. But yeah, she did a really good job of like encapsulating like this is the serial killer in the body.
Yeah.
So it was very like you see her mannerisms change, and it didn't look like over dramatic to me, or like it did a little bit.
Yeah.
But it didn't, not in a way that bothered me. I thought she played the part of the serial killer in her body very well.
Her name is Millie, by the way. I actually just had to look it up.
Millie?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Her character's name. What's the actress name?
Actress name? Let's see. Katherine Newton?
Katherine Newton?
Yeah.
What has she been in?
You could talk about your points. I could just kind of look it up a little bit.
Okay. Millie. But yeah, no, so like, I don't know. She played it very well. I think Vince Vaughn looks more comical because he's supposed to be like the teenager in the body. I think, and then hers became very more serious. So like, not to say that both performances weren't good, but I think hers was more interesting to watch because she's got to like convey that this is the serial killer. So I think that one impressed me a little more, just with the actress's ability to take it there. But Vince Vaughn was obviously entertaining to watch, playing a teenage girl. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, if I go into my point, she was in the Pikachu movie that came out. The Detective Pikachu. I haven't seen the movie yet though. But her her portrayal was hilarious, especially like the first scene at breakfast, because she didn't know how to walk, but she's doing doing a guy walk in a little bit. I thought that was hilarious because it's so awkward. Yeah. But yeah, they both do a really good job to the point like I got lost in a way. So when you see Vince Vaughn kind of like doing the little like girl stuff, I kind of portrayed it. I mean, I just kind of just view like, oh, that's the girl in his body. So he does a good job of like, you know, kind of taking you past. That's just Vince Vaughn do some goofy shit, but
I like the hand.
Yeah, the hand things. Yeah, dude. One of the funniest scenes was when, as the killer, when she walks out and she sees somebody and the person's like, "It's you, it's the killer," and they both start yelling, and he just runs away like this by the park. That looks so dumb. Oh my god. But yeah, the performances was like a big theme in this movie. Like everybody did a good job. Yeah. You know? Yeah. It seems like we've been on a decent streak of watching like fun movies that people just kind of play it for fun. Like the gay character was another one that just kept making me laugh throughout the whole movie.
Him and his mom, dude.
Oh yeah, his mom. Yeah. I like the scene. At this point, we're just kind of maybe touching on scenes that we like. And we might talk about stuff we didn't like to. Not even might, we will. But that scene that when they capture the girl or him in the girl's body, and the mom comes in, the gay kid. Well, I didn't mean to call him the gay kid. Damn, that sounds bad. The friend, the excited friend, as they call him in the movie. Yeah. Once the mom comes in and he's trying to say like, oh, we're doing some sex game. Role playing type shit, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry to tell you, Mom, I'm straight." And his mom's like,
She's like, "You are many things, son, but you are not straight."
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, I also like how they try to act like he's revealing that he's straight, playing it for laughs because it's usually the other way around. I thought that was really funny. Any other scenes like memorable things you remember?
Like one very impressive shot that really stuck with me, just because of like the way it was played, was her. It's the serial killer in Millie's body.
Yeah.
Going to school for the first time.
Oh, okay.
That whole like setup when they're doing like the cheer choreography. And she's walking through it in slow-mo, like and then so like like there's the shot like following her from behind, which is impressive because you've got like the cheerleaders mirroring each other, with the choreography,
like in a frame.
And then she's like walking through the middle in slow-mo, like they've got the I forget what song is playing there first.
Oh yeah, I don't know the first song. The second song is Suicide Boys.
Yeah. So they get that shot from behind, which looked really good in slow mo because you get to see them like acting out the choreography, and then they go up. They throw the flyers up, or they have them like on the hand or whatever, and then they switch to the above shot, which is like still her walking through, but from the top down, and with like the cheerleaders. Like
doing their routine.
Yeah, and they're like closer to the camera because they're higher up. That whole shot was like really impressive. That whole scene was just like, I don't know. I was like, damn, that was really fucking cool.
Oh yeah.
And then like go right from that to like inside the building, and it switches to the Suicide Boys song, and then he's like, oh shit. Like, y'all better fucking watch out because she's about to fucking kill some people.
And the song is like, don't trust anyone. That's what they're yelling. And after watching the movie, that's actually one of my like workout songs now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it gets me so hyped.
Don't trust
anyone. Yeah. I really like, speaking of shots, there's this one shot at the end when she's about to, the serial killer in Millie's body is about to get gang raped by the football players, which actually plays into one of my problems with the movie. But the scene that he walks her to where it's about to happen, and it's kind of just dark. Then you see the two football players appear from the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was actually really cool. I rewinded that, like, man, that's good timing too, because they both came out the dark at the same time, and it was so dope, you know.
Yeah, like realistic, no.
Yeah.
But like a cool ass shot, hell yeah.
Yeah, the setup and everything. That's really cool. That was really good.
And it adds to the dramaticness of the scene, because like you're like, I mean, like it's not really Millie, but like potentially something could happen to Millie's body, you know, and so like you're kind of like scared, and then like for her, and then the factor of just like them coming in from the dark is like even more like.
It's like more. It's like just revealed.
Like
there's more.
It's like it adds like another darker layer to it.
Yeah.
Like in a really like cool cinematic way. But I think for that scene in particular, I was like, I knew the serial killer wouldn't like, you know, would
oh yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I mean, this goes into one of my problems. Well, we could talk about once we start talking about problems. Okay. We could touch more about that. How did you feel about the kills in this movie?
They were a little cartoony.
Yeah.
Like definitely like they weren't going on like medically accurate.
Yeah.
Like that. That's not what they were going for. So they were a little cartoony. Kind of fun to watch in a way. Some of them like we talked about were like more brutal than I had anticipated.
Which one did you think was the best or the most brutal one?
The most brutal one was probably the
teacher.
The woodshop teacher.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the hardest to watch. I'll say like it wasn't. Technically, it's the most brutal one.
Oh yeah,
but they played it in a way that was like, I don't know,
easy to go. Yeah,
easy, like an easy take on it.
That's another. Like I was able to watch this movie with my girlfriend because it's like even the killing was bad. It wasn't too bad, and not as bad as like other actual horror movies, and not as much people get killed in this movie as a typical horror movie. But yeah, it's just still kind of like you said, play for laughs. And I guess now, since we're already talking about killing, that's actually one of my problems about the movie, is that because it's the killer in Millie's body, that if you notice, all the people that the killer kills in Millie's body, there are people you're not rooting for. So by the second kill, with the teacher, I was like, oh, I know what this movie is doing. So, I mean, they're not just going to kill innocent people with her in the body. So, at the end, when the football players, she was about to kill the football player, then it turns out they were about to gang rape her. I was like, yeah, of course. You know, because it's all people you're not supposed to like.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cheap.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. So, like, it didn't, like, in turn, when you saw, you know, that the like main characters were in danger, that you weren't like as fearful for them.
It's not even really about the main characters or anything. It's just more so like there's a term in wrestling. It's called like heat. So it's like you're supposed to feel hatred for the bad guy and stuff like that. But it feels like this movie. They didn't want you to. I guess maybe it'll kind of seem weird that you'll have Millie maybe kill innocent people, even though it's not even her body. She's not in her body. It's the serial killer. So it's like the movie wants to show some graphic deaths, but they also don't want you to just see this girl maybe killing innocent people. So they kind of give you, because think about all the people that she killed. I mean, the serial killer killed in her body. It was the bully at the beginning. Then it was the teacher that was extremely mean. There was the football players that are about to do some activities, you know. So it's like those aren't all the people. You don't feel sorry for them when they die.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, that was just one of my problems. It's just like you didn't really care too much
about that. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, like now that you bring it up, just the fact that like they kill people like you don't really like you're not gonna connect with.
Yeah.
At all. It does kind of. Oddly enough, I kind of overlooked that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see it right away, and so like when the friends were being chased and stuff like that, like I wasn't thinking like, oh well, they're gonna make it, So
okay. Yeah.
I was kind of like more lost in it to the fact that like I was still scared for them.
Oh, okay.
But now that you bring it up, yeah, that like I could see how that'd be kind of annoying. Like all the main characters kind of have a plot armor.
Oh yeah.
For the fact of like, yeah, I don't know that it's necessarily like that they don't want to show this girl like killing innocent people. I mean, because like I think we've seen stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
before,
true.
Where like
yeah,
like especially shit like the orphan, where like it's like a like a little girl.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that one.
No.
No.
Oh, dude.
But I heard about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was crazy, man. But
so I guess you're right. Maybe the reason might be wrong, but it's still something that bothered me because it became predictable. Mm-hmm. Because, like I said, the teacher that was so mean to the point it was like unrealistic. When she, the serial killer in Millie's body, when she goes to that office, the room to go try to kill him, I was like, oh, I see what you guys are doing. From there, it just became predictable. To me, it's like, oh yeah, they're not going to kill innocent people. It's just going to be unlikable people. Yeah, throughout the whole movie. But that also kind of leads. That scene also leads into something I actually do like about the movie, was when they switched bodies. They did make, because it's the serial killer's in a girl's body now, so she didn't have like super strength. I thought that was actually kind of like good attention to detail.
Yeah,
and I thought it was also good that they revealed it in that scene too, because you didn't expect it. Then it's like, oh, we're also realizing, because maybe as viewers we thought, okay, we're just gonna fuck it, maybe Batista bomb this guy or something like that. But when he also had problems in Millie's body to like beat this guy, I was like, oh, that makes sense. That was like a pleasant surprise for me.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, because like a lot of the places like we see Vince Vaughn playing Millie.
Yeah.
Like breaking through shit. She's like,
shit.
Yeah. And then like that, like those moments where like she just kind of means to like just kind of like nudge someone away, but like ends up like
bringing them, like the Hulk or something.
Yeah. So like that whole thing, I think he played it very well, like not knowing his strength. And then I thought the actress, she what's her name again?
Her actor name?
Yeah.
Oh damn, Katherine Newton. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Katherine. Okay. So yeah, she did a good job of like showing the frustration of like someone who's had that strength. Yeah. And like now doesn't.
Yeah.
Like being like, his body's fucking useless.
Yeah. Yeah. That was really funny, man. This movie's hilarious, dude. Well, it's like the scene I was so uncomfortable to watch was the guy, what they call him, the booker hooker, in a car. Remember the scene in the car? That kid, that's a brave kid, man. That's a brave kid. That scene was so comfortable to watch, dude.
It's like,
oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Extra points to that kid for actually going through with that, man.
Yeah. That was so awkward.
Yeah.
And then she's like, baby, we could try this again, but my hand isn't bigger than your face.
Yeah. Oh my god. I hope that kid goes places, man. That's dedication to the arts.
Yeah, for real.
But anything you didn't really like, or I kind of talked about something I disliked?
About the movie?
Yeah.
I think there were like certain plot points that it's just like, I feel like they could have explained to more people to get them on board, like the whole switch thing. Not that like very many people would, but like the memory thing she did with her friends, where like she starts like making them realize that.
Yeah.
If I feel like if she can convince her friends, they could have done that for like a lot of other people, and then like all they would have had to do is just tell people, hey, this is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they're like, okay, like have like a whole squad.
Yeah,
basically trying to
catch a person.
Yeah.
I definitely could see what you mean by that. Especially with maybe the scene when they finally get the sister locked away in jail, because I understand why the sister might be shoot first, because for her that guy attacked her sister the night before. So maybe when she finally locked the sister in the cell, I think she kind of said some family stuff.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, you're gerbil.
Yeah, gerbil something. But maybe that could have been a scene. Well, I guess because they were pressed for time.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe saying something like that kind of explained a little bit more. But I guess it kind of makes sense why she couldn't stay and explain more, because they were pressed for time, so she could switch back.
Mm-hmm.
But I see where you're coming from. Yeah, with some of the people, they could have definitely explained it. But I guess the movie does a good job, like momentum just keep going, that you don't really pay attention too much to it, at least for me.
Yeah. I mean, like, I kind of thought, like, I mean, yeah, it's got that typical trope of, like, teenagers who don't want to get the adults involved.
Yeah, like a Scooby-Doo type shit. You know?
Yeah. But, yeah, so that kind of bothered me.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, like, at the end, when they're like, what are you going to tell everyone? It's like, a version of the truth. I'm like, how do you explain that? Your prints are going to be on crime scenes.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to say. That's another problem I had, you know? It's not one of those movies you just, everything's over and move on. Like, no, man. Like, even though we saw those people were being assholes to Millie, to other people, there's still innocent people that died.
Yeah.
You know? So you have to explain that. And, you just don't go on with life.
Because I was like, I mean, even if they were to like chalk it up to like, oh, this was all the serial killer the whole time, so like we don't like, they would still dust for prints and stuff.
100%, 100%. But because the movie does a good job, like just ending before you can ask any of those questions. If they went any further, I mean, even though we still ask the questions, if you went any further, it's like, okay, now you have to start explaining stuff. You know, like if they try to do an epilogue of life 2 weeks after this whole thing, you know. But yeah, you want to say something else?
There was one more thing that like confused me, and I thought it was gonna come back at the end, but like it never did. And I was like, why didn't that happen then? Because I'm trying to figure out the logic of La Dola.
Yeah. You talking about the time?
Yeah.
The switch?
Well, at the end.
Yeah, that's...
I thought, just based on the logic of La Dola, there should have been another person involved.
What do you mean?
At the final switch, there was another cut that happens.
Yeah.
In the what's it called? The police station.
Another cuts?
Yeah, someone else gets cut.
They did?
Yeah, right?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure her friend, not the
black girl?
Huh?
The black girl?
Yeah. Is that China Anne McClain, or am I tripping?
Who?
The girl who plays the.
But is that who?
What's her name? Like China Anne McClain or something like that?
No, that's Celeste O'Connor.
Oh, whoops! Dang.
China. Who's that?
She plays that one like what's her? Did you see Ant Farm?
No.
Oh, it was like a Disney kids show.
No.
I have a lot of siblings.
Oh,
so
okay.
like,
No, it's okay if you watch it. No, it's
okay
if you watch it.
They're like, yeah, I can't wait to go home and watch Ant Farm. No.
I used to watch, what's it called? Max and Ruby in college. So, Max and Ruby.
Is that the bunnies?
Yeah, Ruby and Max.
And they're like British or whatever?
I think so. Yeah, Max used to piss off Ruby so much. But,
so like, because if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it's either her or someone else gets cut by La Dola in the police station.
I don't remember that scene. That happening.
For real?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure, like, when they were getting it out of evidence, or like someone else gets cut, and so like I was pretty sure it was her friend. And so,
like in the beginning?
No. After they're like searching for, they're trying to get the knife so that they can do the switchback. But then someone else gets cut, and it's not the killer. It's not the like Millie in the killer's body. It's pretty sure it's her friend. And so I was expecting them to go somewhere with that when she gets cut, and do like a whole like twist ending where they killed, Vince Vaughn's body, and then it turns out like she's in the friend's body because they all like. 3 people switching now.
I wonder if it's like maybe one of those things that maybe it has to be between 2 people since.
Since they were the ones that originally switched.
Yes, it's like.
I don't know.
I have to see that scene and see if that happened, but yeah, I don't remember seeing anybody else get cut. The one thing I was going to say at the end that kind of like, I just had to. It's the time, but I didn't know if I just had to chalk it up to like I guess maybe a couple minutes passed or something or rules changed. But because remember once they stabbed each other, once Vince Vaughn, the killer, stabs Millie in the beginning, it wasn't until midnight to switch. So I was expecting the same thing in this at the ending. Once they stab each other, again, that maybe midnight, then it happens again. So I thought because they just stab each other, so it'll still be the girl in Vince Vaughn's body, Millie's still in Vince Vaughn's body, so when he gets shot by the cops, she's dead. But I was just like, maybe I just have to chalk it up to the movie.
Well, I think it was more of like, and that's the thing, like, what is the logic of
this
made up
just have to
mythical object?
So it's like, maybe I'm making up my own rules here.
No, I think the way I interpreted the rules of La Dola would have been like, at any time, like, so they didn't even have to wait until like that night or whatever. Like, if they would have found the killer and done it like in the middle of the day, then by the middle of the day it would have happened.
Oh, okay.
I
think it's just me adding my own extra shit to it, but but yeah, I guess so. That was like those were your major problems throughout the movie.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have any more. I still think I kind of tossed it away just because like it was like, oh, we're just trying to have fun at this point. I still think that the killer in Millie's body was still too OP.
Oh, you think so?
Like unrealistically OP. I know we got to see some moments where like she's frustrated.
In what scenes would you say?
Like how effortlessly like she pushed the teacher through the buzzsaw.
Oh, okay. But he was already kind of like disoriented.
No, just the sheer weight of him.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see.
Like the weight of a grown-ass man, and then just like, like a light push on the feet, and then he goes through, you know what I mean? So, and I don't know how they shot that. I don't know, it's probably like a dummy she pushed.
Oh, well, yeah. They have to fix
but she could have acted like it was a little heavier. Or, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that teacher was actually a big deal for me because he was just so... I already said in the beginning, but he was just so mean. I was just like, there's no way teacher lasts this long being that much of an ass. Like, if he was maybe an asshole in secret, I could see because there's nobody there to prove it. It's the girl's word against his. But the fact that he's being like an asshole to her in front of everybody, all it takes is one person from that class to go say, hey, that guy's kind of an asshole, you know?
Yeah.
But that scene was kind of funny too because it's just like when he flings her off after she first attacks and he just like does the fighting stance and yells. I thought that was hilarious, man. It's like he's been waiting for that fight for years, and it finally came. But Yeah, I guess for me, just the killing, just the fact that the killing became predictable was my major problem with the movie. And I also thought the scene where the mom was revealing to Millie in the serial killer's body about her life, then kind of like wanted to ask the person on the dates and shit. I was like, okay, come on, man. You know, this is just meant to be awkward for awkward sake.
Mm-hmm.
And you haven't even seen the person at all. I know maybe she's like in the need of a man in her life and stuff like that, but come on, is it that easy? You know, you just.
I think it's just kind of showing the desperation of her trying to make a connection with
True.
someone.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just chalked it up to that. It's like, I mean, it may look cringy.
Yeah.
But there are people out
honestly,
there.
yeah,
Like
they are.
that, you know what I mean?
I mean, Scream, what's it called? Drew Barrymore, in the beginning, she almost cheated on her, I think she did almost cheat on her boyfriend just from the killer talking to her through the phone. You know? It's like, hey, if it's that easy, man, the boyfriend stood no chance, I guess. But, any, like, favorite scene? I mean, I guess we're kind of touching on some scenes here and there, but besides the slow motion scene in the beginning, any other scene that you would say, like, is your favorite?
Like, favorite scenes?
Or some favorite jokes that you remember?
Kind of talking about more how like the movie's self-aware. There's they don't know that it's Millie yet.
Yeah.
So they're running away from him, and he says something like I'm gay, you're black, we're gonna die.
Yeah. Because that's the usual that maybe dies in horror movies. Stuff
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, that was really funny. And then he threw like some hot dogs. Threw some hot dogs at him. Yeah. Yeah. For me, we already talked about it. The car scene with the kid.
Oh yeah.
That was just so awkward.
If you notice, one thing that they did too for that scene is they took the headrests off the car.
Oh really?
So that they wouldn't so they could have like the perfect shot.
The shots, okay.
Because I could see like where their faces were sitting and stuff. If the headrests had been on in the car, like you wouldn't have been able to
like maybe get a good view.
Yeah, of their faces. And I didn't check because I wasn't this like meticulous with it. If the headrests were on for other parts of the movie.
Yeah. Oh. I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember. I think maybe when they were getting chased in the middle, and he's telling the friend to like push up her seat.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it was there.
The headrest.
Yeah, maybe because they filmed it from like a wider angle.
Oh, okay.
So it would like really fuck it up.
I'll have to go back and watch it
Yeah.
and make sure. But if the headrests are on for certain parts, then I'm gonna be like, all right.
Yeah.
But if they aren't, they did a good job of covering for that storyline wise because they always call his car like the piece of shit.
Oh yeah,
like,
that is
the
true.
shit box.
I another thing I actually really like in this movie too. It took my second viewing to notice this, which is kind of embarrassing because I watched this movie twice and I couldn't remember the main character's name. But so when they were getting chased, the car chase in the middle, the cops were trying to kind of like explain, kind of give like details of who they're chasing, and if you hear the dialogue, they're talking about the serial killer is the black friend, and they didn't want to say like the gay friend, but like the kid, he looks excited. Yeah. I thought that was hilarious because you can hear the pause. Like, do you say that? I thought that was really. I wonder if they're poking fun at this era too, of you just can't say shit like that nowadays.
Yeah, I mean like. Because you don't want to assume someone is or whatever. But like at the same time, like I think
it's obvious.
It's obvious he is.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, I think like it would be okay to be like, he's visibly gay and like use that as a description for like his mannerisms or what have you.
Yeah. I just like the like I don't know.
I don't know if I should say it.
That's the only thing too. The dialogue in this movie, there was some innuendos, but it was just funny, and because movie just keeps going. Like when the delivery guy was like, "Oh, I was gonna stick this in your box, but."
Oh
yeah. See how you do it. Because if you notice, that's the same delivery guy that was in that the kids like grinder or whatever type thing. Yeah, so I thought it was really funny.
Just gonna stick this in your book.
Yeah, because I want to see if you're okay. Yeah, that's another good thing about this movie. I guess before you want to give there's one more topic I want to talk about, but I guess we could give our ratings first, and we'll talk about it a little bit.
Well, which
it has nothing really to do about the movie. Just maybe. I guess we should talk about it now. Like, well, maybe it's just my world. I could speak about my, experiences. But like, I'm surprised how come this movie. Also, the era that we're in with COVID, but I wish this movie was talked about more. I was like surprised I didn't hear anything about this movie at all. I was watching this like I wonder. Besides COVID and the era that went, I was like wondering why. Like why do you think like nobody really talked about this?
That's a good question. Like probably for the same reason like I didn't really go see it is that like the whatever promotion was done at the time like didn't really catch my eye.
Oh, okay.
To be honest.
So you think they did a bad job promoting this movie?
Probably, yeah. I'd say that was probably my biggest thing with it is like, the promotion wasn't great, so like I never really thought to go watch it because I'm like, I mean, it's Vince Vaughn. He's kind of like he had an era where he was like on fire.
Yeah, with that crew that he was in with.
And so like that, it just kind of seemed like past Vince Vaughn's era. So I was like, I'm not sure if I want to go like chill and watch this movie. Cause, not to say like I'm against watching any movie with Vince Vaughn or whatever, but I just like I haven't seen him in anything for a while.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
What I mean? So I'm like, he's maybe it's like a movie that people did to like make some money real quick.
Oh, okay.
What have you? But yeah, no. Now that I saw it, like it's a lot better than I originally anticipated it would be, and I pretty much enjoyed it.
Okay. With Vince Vaughn, I would give him this. It seems like after that whole era of him doing those comedy movies with like Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson and that crew, the last like 2010s around that decade, he was kind of doing different stuff.
Oh,
yeah, yeah. Like he was in some prison movie that you wouldn't even think like, oh shit, that's Vince Vaughn. Like he was playing like some tough guy in like prison. I forgot the name of the movie. If anybody knows, put that in the comments. Then he was also in True Detective season 2.
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah. And he was playing like a almost like a mob boss type character, somebody kind of like in a syndicate. Yeah.
So getting a lot more like serious.
Yeah, more serious. Then one movie I actually really want to see. I think maybe we should review this in the future. It's a movie with Mel Gibson called Dragged Across Concrete, and it's like a gritty ass like cop movie. It's kind of like an ode to the 70s type movie where it's maybe it's not as violent as other movies we've seen, but the violence that's there is pretty graphic type stuff, and it looks like a serious like dark cop movie.
When did this one come out?
This maybe came out 2 years ago, 2019.
Really, Mel Gibson?
Yeah,
Mel
Gibson.
Doing stuff?
Oh yeah.
People are willing to work with him.
Yeah.
I know he was kind of like.
Yeah, no, yeah, he was canceled. He was canceled before cancel culture,
Yeah.
For right reasons too, But
some of the shit he said.
Bro. Oh yeah, I know. But
like, I don't know. Like, I don't agree with cancel culture, just like as a whole. But like, people not wanting to work with someone who like says some of the slurs that he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I'm like, bro, if that's how you really feel. Then
yeah, especially because he was drunk too. So I feel like you're more honest when you're drunk in a way. Yeah, well, I guess maybe different people, different drunks. But
I start getting emotional.
Oh well, I think I cried the first time I got drunk, so I have to start for another day. That's one of those like story time with Mofo. Yeah, but so he's been doing like, Vince Vaughn's been doing different shit, and I actually I like it because he's kind of like expanding his acting chops. Even though this movie is kind of like a comedy, the stuff that he's doing with like the mannerisms and stuff like that, it's still funny, and I still think it's really good acting on his parts. I kind of wish this movie didn't fly under the radar, because I feel like I say this almost every time I watch good movies that maybe not as popular. Like, oh, I wish people would do more like this. But this is like a good, fun movie, you know, that I kind of wish more people would see, and I can see this this is a perfect like college movie, I think, you know, to just watch with your friends while you're hanging out and stuff like that, pre-gaming and stuff like that, because it's funny, and it's violent when it needs to be, and they curse and shit like that. But I guess with that, going to my rating, I'll give it like a 8 Ladola stabs out of 10. Yeah, and the reason for me is because it has like fun dialogue. The pacing is good throughout. And yeah, it's just funny throughout the whole movie, and I like how they're self-aware too. You know, the whole movie. What would you give it?
I'd probably say a 7.5.
Okay.
It was like you said,
what?
7.5. Woodshop teacher's son.
Oh.
Like you said, it's a really fun movie. Like, it doesn't take itself too seriously. Yeah. It takes itself the right amount of serious for certain aspects of it. It's like you said, self-aware, pokes fun at itself and other horror movies. However, like it doesn't stick with me the way that like this isn't gonna top. I don't know. I can't speak. It's not gonna like touch my top 20 list. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
For the fact of like, do I see myself going back and like watching this movie multiple times? Like maybe like one time for the rest of my life, maybe.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, like, it's not a bad movie. It's just kind of not one that it's like it did what it was supposed to do. It's a nice, fun little, like, slightly brutal type dark comedy. I'll remember the shots.
Okay.
And some of the more technical work that they did.
And I bet that's something you weren't really expecting in a movie like this.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting for there to be a lot of good cinematography, but there was. And so that really surprised me. And when I saw it, I was like, okay, like, I see y'all, like, y'all really out here trying to make a movie. You know what I mean? And then,
it's just not thrown together.
Yeah, for sure. It was, I wouldn't say, like, super well thought out, but it was, like, it was thought out. Yeah. You know, it wasn't like they were just kind of like, oh, we kind of have this story, here you go. Yeah,
it's like a cheap horror movie, here you go.
Yeah. Like it didn't seem like a B-side horror movie.
Yeah.
But it does seem kind of like a B-side comedy movie, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna go back.
Okay. This is a movie I can see myself rewatching, just with different groups. To see how they react and stuff like that. And this actually reminds me of another movie. I don't know if you've seen it. It's called Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
Bro, I fucking love that.
Yeah, this reminds me of that because it's a dark comedy. Yeah. Kind of poking fun at horror movies, but I mean, that one I think is much better. But it kind of the same vein. I feel like if people that like that movie might like this movie too.
Yeah, no, I was actually going to bring up that movie. I was like, when I think of dark comedy movies that like I want to share with people and see different people's reactions, it's like definitely Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
I've seen that movie with so many people. Just to see how they react. That movie is hilarious, man.
I showed one of my roommates one time, and then like he could not stop laughing with like they were like, "We got your friend."
Yeah. Why do those college kids keep killing themselves?
Toss himself right into the wood chipper.
Yeah. Please watch that movie. That's a really
Tucker
good
and
movie.
Dale vs. Evil. Yeah. Excellent movie.
And also, please like and subscribe.
Like And
you might have to go make out with Vince Vaughn.
No offense, Vince Vaughn.
But any more you want to touch on this movie?
No, I think I've said really all. This is probably going to be one of our short. How long have we go?
Oh, well, we'll find out. I guess we'll find out during the editing room.
Yeah. But yeah, no, definitely. Like and subscribe. Let us know how we're doing in the comments. Let us know if there's something you want to see us move away from movie reviews, do some other things. We were talking about possibly doing a setup video.
Oh, okay.
One of these days. So just let us know if that's something you'd be interested in.
Also, please leave your opinion about the movie. It's just our opinion. So
for sure.
Discussions about movies and stuff like that. Maybe not. This movie's not deep enough. It's just kind of surface level. But if we ever review a movie that's kind of layered and stuff, definitely leave your opinion so we could talk about it in the comments.
Yeah.
And again, please like and subscribe, share too, not the singer, but share across.
Make a singer and share.
Okay.
I want to see it on your blog spot, your Twitter,
spot, on MySpace.
Go back, make yourself another Zanga because your profile that you have right now is probably embarrassing.
No,
I can't even find my Zanga no more, bro.
I don't even know what a Zanga is.
You don't know what Zanga is, bro?
It's just, remember, I came to America in 2003, so I don't know.
Yeah, you would have been around for it. Zanga was MySpace before MySpace was MySpace.
I didn't start using MySpace until 2007.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I was late in the game.
I was I had a Zanga first, and then Zanga you could customize, kind of the way you could MySpace.
Yeah.
You customize your Zanga, and you'd find codes and alter the HTML.
Oh yeah, the HTML. I think you could do that with MySpace too. That was kind of fun.
Yeah. But yeah, so Zanga was it, and then MySpace started getting hot, and everyone was like, "Oh, you gotta get on MySpace," and I was like, "Oh, I got my Zanga. I think I'm good." And then eventually everyone started leaving Zanga, so you're like, "Oh, I guess I gotta get on MySpace."
By the time you got to MySpace, they moved on to Facebook.
Yeah,
right? You're on Tom with the other two people on MySpace. By the time you joined, wasn't it Tom? I wonder how Tom's doing now.
Bro, you could delete him as a friend, and then he would just come back 2 days later, right there on your friends list.
That should be a horror movie.
Tom.
Yeah, Tom.
I wonder what he's doing now.
And Tom, if you're watching, please like and subscribe.
Yeah, please like and subscribe.
But that's it for this episode, and we'll see you next time. We out.